Hello, we will have today the 10 minutes about the six perfection, first part. The six perfections, which are the perfection of giving, perfection of generosity, the perfection of ethics, the perfection of patience, the perfection of joyous efforts, of concentration, and of wisdom. So out of these six parameters, we will see the two first ones, the perfection of generosity and the perfection of ethics. The perfection of generosity or giving regards an attitude of care towards the others, of willingness to give what the other sentient beings might be in need of. I emphasize on sentient beings because it is not only generosity regarding human beings, it is not generosity regarding friends or family, which is rather easy to do, but it is a generous attitude towards all sentient beings, all beings that we have in any way the possibility to help. The generosity can take many forms. Of course, we could say that the highest generosity is the one of Dharma, so the giving of Dharma through the Dharma teaching, the Dharma informations, because it gives simply the key through which someone can find the resolution of all sufferings. So this is the highest form of giving, is to give this possibility of liberation. The generosity also of material aid, of course, material support, when we have the possibility, when we have the means to provide what the other might need in terms of money, in terms of food, in terms of whatever support somebody might need, not just wish or desire, but need. The giving of refuge or the giving of protection when somebody is in a stressful or dangerous situation, to provide this type of help might greatly soothe the situation or the life of that person. And the fourth type of giving is the giving of love, the giving of care, the direct giving of warmth, as we can provide it for somebody who is in a situation requiring it. Now, we can say, of course, that we can give a smile, we can give a hand, we can give in many different ways, all the time, constantly. There is very little situation in which we can say that the parameter of giving cannot be practiced. Not necessarily in a big way, but regularly in a small way, according to the situation and according to our possibilities. Many times we think that giving refers to big donation, but it is not the case. It is a small help here, small help there. This is the parameter of giving. The parameter of ethics refers at first, of course, into avoiding generating negative causes, negative karma, which are accumulated by the 10 non-virtuous actions of body, speech, and mind. So through the parameter of ethics, we are careful about what we are thinking, what we are saying, and what we are doing. With our body, we will avoid killing, of course, removing the life. And if at first this refers to not killing human beings, it can as well be applied to all sentient beings. And in our direct contact, avoiding killing animals. Of course, by respecting the life and not killing the animals, it implies to pay a certain attention to how we feed ourselves, so not as to feed ourselves on the basis of the byproduct of killing. The second of the body action is stealing. So taking something that belongs to somebody else without his or her consent is stealing. We try to be careful not to appropriate something, take something which does not belong to us. It can be anything from a small object to a big one. It's not a matter of size, it's not a matter of cost, it's a matter of attitudes. So we avoid stealing. And the last from the body is the sexual misconduct. We try to avoid any kind of sexual attitude which is harmful for the others or harmful for our own mind and the mind of the others as well. It does include rape, adultery, pedophilia, all kind of action which bring suffering to the others through the sexual way. The ethics, which is based to the speech, is of course like lying, to say something which is not true and it is understood by somebody is a lie, and this has to be avoided. We could say that the only possible lie or justifiable lie is when it saves the life of somebody else, an animal or a human being. But besides saving the life, we avoid telling things which are not true. We avoid to invent stories which are not true, and which could be meant for protecting our ego or boosting our ego and so on. The worst case of lying is, of course, lying about our spiritual realization. It would be to say that, oh, I realized emptiness. I know perfectly what is the nature of our reality. If it is not the case, then it is a terrible lie. We avoid with the speech also to use harsh words, to insult others, to call them names, to call them animals' names, and so on. This is negative action. Thus, we try to not enter into it. Slander. We avoid slander, we avoid any kind of words or speech which aims at hurting the reputation of the others, which aims at destroying the reputation or the good name of somebody, either because we are angry or because we want to take the place of the other person in the public or in a society, and so on. The same goes with gossiping. We do not gossip, which is to create negative information or negative story against somebody. Either it is with the aim to hurt them or with the aim to make ourselves look nicer by diminishing the reputation or the qualities of somebody else. This is something we definitely try to avoid. We try to avoid also speaking for nothing, just blah, 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 to pass time, to lose time, actually a time which we could use for much more beneficial situation, to do some practice, to do some meditation, to help the others, and so on. So useless talk is also something to be avoided. The negative actions from the mind includes holding any kind of negative thoughts towards the others, any kind of malevolent thinking towards the others, building some stories, some plan, how we can hurt, how we can take, how we can do this or that negative action toward the other. So we don't just need to act bad in order to accumulate negative karma, but we can think in a negative way, and this is already an accumulation of negative karma. So we need to watch our mind, watch our thoughts carefully. Holding also any kind of jealousy or desireful thoughts is an accumulation of negativity. Thus, we try to do not envy, to do not project or seek to get some things from the others or get some things more than the others, and so on. And also negative thoughts are generated with holding wrong views. You heard about the Four Noble Truths, you heard about the causality, but you deny it simply because it is not convenient for you, or because it would take away something from you, so you prefer to declare this or that teaching of the Buddha irrelevant or false. This is, of course, the creation of negativity. Besides the fact of not creating negative causes, we try to engage in the accumulation of positive ones by the practice of all these six perfections, by the practice of cultivating the mind wishing to be beneficial to the others. From the morning till the evening, from the evening till the next morning, we try to set our mind in the direction of helping the others. What can I do? How can I act? What needs to be done so that it can be beneficial for this person, that group of beings? And beings includes animals, includes spirits, so beings that we see, beings that we do not see, we try to have correct attitudes. So much about the perfection of giving and the perfection of ethics.